right. So, we're always talking about, the downsides of social media.
Right, right.
But you've sent in some really fascinating sources, and it seems like we need to, you know, look at the flip side. What about the upsides and
Absolutes.
benefits?
Yeah, and there are a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and some of them are pretty surprising. Like I had no idea. Kind of surprising.
Hmm.
So we're going to be looking at everything from, how social networking can actually help us stay connected with people,
Hmm.
to maybe some professional advantages,
Oh, yeah.
and even the impact on things like social movements and stuff like that.
Huge, yeah.
So get ready for like a totally different look at social media.
Really interesting stuff.
Okay, let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Um, when we think about staying connected with people, we often think about, like just seeing people's vacation photos and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's really more than that,
Oh,
right?
it's so much more than that.
I mean, the sources you send in really highlight how social media can help us stay connected with people, even when they're really far away.
Exactly. You think about people in the military who are deployed overseas,
Right.
and they're able to stay in touch with their families back home through social media.
Yeah, and it's not just, like big life events or whatever. It's like the little things, like liking a post or leaving a quick comment.
Absolutely.
All those things actually add up to like a sense of being present
Mhm.
in each other's lives, even when you're not physically together.
Feeling this connection.
Exactly. And I was surprised to see that some of the research actually suggests that those like little interactions can actually help reduce loneliness
Right.
and, maybe even improve our mental health.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a little dose of connection,
It is.
throughout the day.
It is. That's right.
Okay, so we're staying connected with the people we already know.
Hmm.
But what about making new friends,
Right.
Expanding our social circle. What about that?
Well, social media is really good for that too. You can find online communities and forums for just about anything you're interested in.
Yeah, that's so true.
And that can be a great way to connect with people who share your passions.
Like, if you're really into like, 18th century, French poetry.
Right. Or underwater basket weaving.
Exactly. Or underwater basket weaving. You might not, run into those people in your everyday life,
Yeah.
but you can definitely find them online.
Absolutely. And it's not just about hobbies. Social media can also help people connect with others who are going through similar life experiences.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, new parents or people who are dealing with a health issue.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
be really helpful to connect with people who understand what you're going through.
Absolutely. And I think, another thing that the sources touched on is that social media can help us connect with people from different cultures and backgrounds,
Oh, absolutely.
which is so important for like broadening our perspectives.
It is. It's like a window into other worlds.
Yeah, yeah, and challenging our own, preconceived notions and stuff like that.
Right. It helps us to see the world through different eyes.
Okay, so we've talked about personal connections, but let's shift gears a little bit and talk about professional advantages.
Okay.
I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that LinkedIn has become like a really essential tool for job seekers.
It is.
You can find job postings, connect with recruiters.
Networking.
Yeah, exactly, and build your professional network.
Yeah. And showcase your skills and experience.
Yeah, it's like your online resume.
It is.
Basically, but it's also, like a way to stay informed about industry news and trends,
Absolutely.
to connect with people who are doing the kind of work that you're interested in.
Right. And to learn from them.
Yeah.
And get advice and mentorship.
Okay, so social media can help us connect with people,
Hmm.
personally and professionally.
Right.
But it can also have like a much broader impact,
Uh-huh.
like on a societal level.
Yeah.
I was really struck by how many of the sources you sent in talked about the role of social media in facilitating social movements.
Oh, it's been huge.
Yeah, it's like a really powerful tool for raising awareness about important causes.
And mobilizing people to take action.
Exactly. And one of the things that makes social media so effective for this is that it allows information to spread really quickly.
Like wildfire.
Yeah, yeah. And it can reach a really wide audience.
Absolutely.
So, you can have a movement that starts with just a handful of people,
Right.
but then it can quickly go viral and reach millions of people all over the world.
And it can give a voice to people who might not otherwise be heard.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
Marginalized communities and individuals who are often silenced or ignored.
Right,
They
right.
can use social media to share their stories and connect with others who support their cause.
And it's not just about raising awareness.
Right.
Social media can also be used to mobilize resources and support for social movements.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
People can use social media to organize protests, raise money, donate to charities,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
volunteer their time and skills.
And it can all happen really quickly
Can.
and efficiently. Okay, so we've talked about staying connected with people, expanding our social circles, professional advantages,
Right.
social movements.
Uh-huh.
Now let's talk about learning.
Okay.
One of the things that I found really fascinating in the sources you sent in was how social media is changing the way we learn.
It really is.
You know, it's giving us access to a wealth of information and resources that we never had before.
And connecting us with experts from all over the world.
Yeah, like you can watch a YouTube video tutorial on how to do just about anything.
Anything.
You know, or you can watch a YouTube video tutorial on how to do just about anything.
Anything.
You know, or you can join an online learning community and take a course from a top university.
Yeah.
All from the comfort of your own home.
And it's not just for individuals. You know, businesses are also using social media to learn and grow.
Yeah, how so?
Well, they can use social media to connect with their customers,
Okay.
get feedback on their products and services,
Right.
and stay up to date on industry trends.
It's like a constant focus group.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Okay.
And that's the impact of social media on our psychological well-being.
Right.
You know, we talked earlier about how social media can help us stay connected with people and reduce loneliness. But it can also have a more profound impact on our sense of belonging and purpose.
Absolutely.
You know, it can help us find our tribe, our
peer-
people.
Our people.
You know, the people who share our values and interests.
Right.
And who make us feel seen and understood.
It's a powerful thing.
It is. And you know, when we feel connected to something larger than ourselves, whether it's a community, a cause,
Right.
you know, a group of friends,
Yeah.
it can give our lives meaning and purpose.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I think the big takeaway here is that social media is a tool.
It is.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
That's right.
But when it's used intentionally and mindfully, it can have a really positive impact on our lives.
Couldn't agree more.
So, you know, as you're listening to this, think about how you use social media in your own life.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe try to focus on the ways that it can be used to connect, learn, grow,
Right.
and make a positive difference in the world.
Good advice.
So thank you for sharing your sources with us and for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you.
Bye. Bye.